We also need to talk about the cups because you guys drank out of these
cups,
metal
the goblets,
cups the whole time. But then, as the show, we get more into the real world. These cups are following you everywhere. They're at your
every
wedding.
day.
They're
every
magical
wedding.
cups.
They are magical.
There's love potion in those cups.
I totally believe.
What is the story behind the cups?
Well, when you're filming TV, you're drinking constantly.
Right, like the continuity edits.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But that's crazy that that's not on the other shows.
They
it's
could
really
take a
smart
page.
of
Yeah.
us to
It
have
is.
done
Right?
Thanks, it was my idea.
You may get a
The
refill,
scientists.
No, it was not my idea. I'm just kidding.
And those look like the type of cups that keep the drink at the temperature it should be at.
I think they are because
Yeah.
they're
Probably.
like
Yeah, insulated.
I
Yeah.
love those cups. I wanted to take them
Yeah.
home.
They think
You
of
should have a
everything.
few
I
in your
know.
house.
We didn't get to take them
Just
home.
like a memory, feel like we're back on Love Is Blind,
Right.
darling.
Yeah.
I think the number one question we got for you is an update on your Cameron's relationship with your dad because
Oh,
that was
yeah.
very real on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's a year and a
And
half later.
intense.
Where do we stand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love your dad.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she knows that, but I love Lauren's dad. I mean, he was over at the house right before we left.
Yep.
And
He's
just-
at our house now watching our dog.
Yeah, he is.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Is he shook by this whole process?
The process, yes, originally, because it is kind of a crazy process. Like you meet someone through a wall and get married, and my dad is like, "You're crazy. What's wrong with
Yeah.
you?" But
Yeah.
at the same time, I trust your judgment and I'm
Right.
gonna support you. So, and me and my dad are like super, super close. So I feel like he acted like any father would. Like
course.
he's protective of his baby girl. Who
Yeah.
is this guy? Like I have to make sure that he
course.
treats you right. Like that's the most important thing to me. But I'm gonna grill him, which I feel like
Yeah.
most dads do anyway. Like when
course.
you meet your
I would have
thought it
done
was
the
all.
same.
Yeah.
Of course.
yeah. But things are good. Sunday dinners, like he calls Cam his son because he is, and so.
We have so many. We got literally over 3,000 questions for you guys on Instagram, and I will get to them. But I have
the best of the best.
one question that is an internet conspiracy theory that I just need you guys to debunk
Okay.
Sure,
or
sure.
to.
I don't believe it.
There's a lot of speculation around whether or not Nick and Vanessa Lachey were actually at the experiment or they were superimposed in afterwards. Were they
my
actually
God.
there?
From day one.
Put it to rest.
Were they there? Yes, they were.
Okay.
Yes, they were.
Wait, also one more question for
It
you.
was a projection, actually.
Right, it was like a
hologram.
I know, a hologram.
Hey,
One
I'm
more
Nick.
question. Can you guys believe
Obviously.
how many celebrities have started watching the show?
It's
Miley
like,
Cyrus, Chrissy Teigen, Kelly
oh,
Rowland.
I didn't even know Miley Cyrus.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Have they reached out to you, any of them? Has
On
that
Instagram?
Been, like, tweeted you?
We've just seen the tweets.
Yeah, Shonda Rhimes.
Wow.
Mentioned us.
Yeah, Kerry Washington
Kerry
yesterday because we
Washington.
posted something
Wow.
about us dressing up like Scandal for
cute.
Halloween, and she was
Right.
like, "Yes, that's great." I was
that's
like,
such
"Oh
a
my
good
gosh, you saw my
costume.
tweet. I love
That
it."
was one of my favorites.
That's
Yeah.
by
crazy.
far, yeah.
That is so
The SNL skit.
Cool. Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Like I
gosh.
woke
Dead.
up that morning and I was like,
Dead.
"Oh my god."
Yeah,
It
that
was so well
crazy.
done.
Okay.
It was.
From Instagram, from MKF. What has been one of the most challenging aspects of watching the show almost 2 years after the event?
Challenging, I would definitely say reliving some of the like emotions, like just being scared or happy. Like every time I cry in a scene, like I cry watching it because it
Yeah.
just takes me back there, especially like the scene with me and my father at my wedding. Like I cannot watch that and not cry. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
And what were the logistics of the wedding? Like, how did you really get all your friends and family there on such short notice?
It was hard. That's why even like on the show, I was struggling. Like, how do I invite my whole family? First off, I have to explain to them the process of this. So I
Right.
was just like frustrated. I was scared. So for me, I just chose to invite like my closest family and
Right.
friends. And like, we'll have a reception later where we can invite everybody. And it's
Right.
easier now because the show's out. So
Now
we
you're
don't have
free.
to explain
You're
so
free.
much.
You're free.
Right. Yeah. So.
Wow, that kind of sucks.
Well, this is a personal question because
Yeah.
everyone loves you guys on the show and
Oh,
that, like,
thanks.
truly America's sweethearts. But do you
Truly.
think there's anyone who, the way they came off on the show, did not represent who you know them to be from filming?
I don't know. I mean, with Damien's story and kind of to the earlier question too, it was a little bit hard to watch because, you just hate to see your fellow castmates like going through these fights.
Right.
It was just really hard to watch. I had to kind of walk away a couple times when we were
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I obviously didn't see him and Giannina's relationship like
Up
we
close.
saw it on the show. So it seemed different to me than than watching it from a third party at the time, like seeing him going through it and being very upset and, you know, pushing and trying to make it work and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, at what point on your wedding day did you find out about the other couples who had made it or didn't?
We actually didn't. Like, they kept all that from
did.
us
Oh,
until
really?
after everything wrapped, and then we were able to like reach out to other people, like, "Hey, how did it go?"
Oh, that's
Right.
so funny.
Didn't go well, like, you
Yeah.
know. So it's just
Funny.
like, so they wanted us to kind of stay isolated and focus on us, so that
Yeah.
we wouldn't be like the
Yeah.
other people we couldn't go to each other's weddings or anything
Right.
like
Yeah,
that.
because they were all on the same day.
Right? No,
No,
they
they
weren't
weren't.
on the same day.
Okay, 'cause
no,
I was gonna say, how do you have 5
no,
weddings?
yeah,
weddings?
they definitely weren't on the same day.
Okay.
Everyone had their own dates.
I have another question because on Watch What Happens Live last night, where you guys looked great and you
Oh,
did great,
thank you.
Andy asked
Hi,
you guys
Clancy.
a bunch of questions, and he was like, "Who was like the least shocking to you guys that didn't work out?" And you said everyone pretty much knew Kelly and Kenny like weren't going to make it, but for
Right.
the audience, like we were shook. I was like, "There's no way these two people aren't getting married."
which
Yeah.
is
How?
interesting.
What did you feel like wasn't right between them?
I mean, just from being like an outsider, I don't know. I'm all about, and I can't judge. I don't know them, but
Yeah.
just from being an outsider, I'm all about chemistry and energy, and I don't know. I felt I got a friend vibe from them.
Yeah.
They
Right.
weren't really romantic and affectionate a lot. And
They-
not saying, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, babe.
Some relationships just aren't like that, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I don't know. I just didn't get like, "Ooh, I'm so in love with you" from them.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that was the case. That there was a mutual respect there for each other, and I think they loved aspects of each other.
Yeah.
But the romantic part, they
Didn't.
didn't quite
Yeah.
reach it.
Right, because I was actually thinking that you can go through the pod process and come out with a really good friend.
You
Oh
can.
yeah, for sure.
Because you're just connecting with someone emotionally, not
exactly,
physically. And I think that's what
exactly.
happened.
Yeah,
You need the physical component too.
right.
Yeah.
And that's like me and Mark. Like we had a couple dates. We would just be laughing and stuff. And me and Mark are friends now, but we knew it wasn't romantic.
Right.
Same
I-
thing with Damien.
Yeah, but I think in
so-
the pods, it's probably hard to decipher, like, do I love this person or, like, are we just really getting along?
Right. Well, I knew I loved Cameron
Yeah.
because
Right.
it feels
Yeah.
different. You know, when it's like, okay, this
different
is a
feeling,
friendship.
for
We're
sure.
joking. This is like a brother and sister thing
Yeah.
versus like, ooh,
Yeah.
I like this.
You
know
have to
what
be
I mean?
really in
So-
touch with your emotions, I think, to
Yeah.
be successful on the show.
You
Oh,
have to
absolutely.
be,
And
yeah.
vulnerable.
And mature, I think.
That's a scary thing. Like you have to be open to be like, well, this could really be something. Because
Right.
how many like it's easy to get in your head like, no, this is a show. This is a wall. I'm not really about to
This is
open
a
myself.
wall.
I mean, no, but seriously, like
Yeah.
I'm not really about to open myself up to this. But if you're really open and really searching for the things that you want, and you really realize like this is a good connection, like let's pursue this, and it makes all the difference.
Did you do your own glam for the dates and for your engagement? And
I
for the show?
did. I did. That
You
was
looked
all me.
You looked
snatched.
great.
Thank
Loved your
you.
haircut.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
sophisticated.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
know, I tried. I was like, I gotta look good. So I tried.
Okay.
I did
who-
my own too, by the way.
I figured I didn't even have to ask.
Yeah. Who was your guys' favorite couple besides yourselves during the whole process? Like couple, double date partners?
Oh, good question.
Hmm.
None of them.
Well, I mean, we love them all individually. I think as a married couple, we would probably go out on a double date with Amber and
Yeah,
Barnett.
for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Right. Makes
Well, there's
most
like
sense.
last
Marriage
one
club,
standing.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
marriage
plus, they're
club.
fun.
Yeah.
They
Amber
are.
and Barnett, you could just laugh at them all day. Like,
Do either of you keep in contact with Diamond and Carlton?
yes,
We do.
Very
yeah.
tumultuous.
Very.
Very.
Yeah, it's
What
rough.
are your guys' thoughts on that whole situation?
It was tough to see.
Yeah.
I was Carlton's roommate on the show. Diamond, we kind of bonded in the pods too, in a more of a friendship sort of way. So we didn't want to see that go down at all. And I knew about Carlton's sexuality, but I was just hoping that it was going to go better
Differently.
than it did.
Yeah.
So that was another one of those scenes where it was like, man, I
Cringy.
hard to-
Cringy. When
hard
they said
to
her
watch.
wig was slipping,
Yeah.
that was out of control.
I will say, when Diamond was singing those Beyonce lyrics, though, I had a moment like, girl, you better quote Beyonce. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Wait, one more question. You said Carlton was your roommate. What were the living conditions like? Was it like a bunk bed?
No.
Queen size?
The size of the bed.
Full.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
It was, well, we were at the facility. I don't know what else we can say.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But it
Fair.
was cozy?
Cozy in what way?
Comfortable?
Tight knit?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay.
Okay, well,
That's why you guys
take
spend
it.
so much time in the pods because you didn't want to go back to your living quarters.
The pods look nice.
Yeah,
You
the
can sleep in
pods.
the
People were
pods.
sleeping in the pods.
I totally
Yeah.
see that.
I
Yeah.
took a few naps in the
Oh,
pods.
I have another question about the liquor. Was there wine and liquor in the pod?
There was.
Yes, but there was also other things in the pods
of
too.
course,
There was like
snacks.
chips.
Oh, yum.
Because I'm a snacker.
Me too.
Sometimes I brought my own snacks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
But
great.
I figured like having a glass of wine would like really help you open up, especially in the
yeah, and
beginning.
relax because it's kind of like an intense
Nerve-wracking.
process. You know, a little social lubrication, I like to call it.
Right. But we tried to
Definitely.
keep it like
You still want to know the
controlled,
person.
Of course.
as they
moderated,
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did
Although
you
there
both?
was some people.
Oh, there are
Yeah.
some people.
How did you both get on the experiment?
Well, they had a casting, so just went through that process. You have to take a psych exam for those like, yo, the guy, this is crazy. You could be marrying some crazy person. It's like, no, they test for that.
Yeah.
And we had to do like Skype interviews so that we can talk to the producers, tell them what we want, what we're looking for, how's our dating life been, and
Very
see
rigorous.
if this is something,
Yeah.
that will work for you.
Yeah.
Well, I think the best part of the show compared to other dating shows that I watch, and I just find a lot of the times like the TV show element takes over and people are so excited to be on TV that they're not actually looking for love.
Yeah.
And to me, Love is Blind was the perfect formula because everyone on there was like of an appropriate age, like ready to get married, really ready to be committed. There was no one who was like afraid of commitment, really. Because
Right.
you wouldn't have gotten on the show if you were.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was the real
it's
success.
refreshing,
Yeah.
It's refreshing to see real people on TV acting like real people.
Yeah.
As opposed to like overly produced or like that's fake. And, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
I
And,
think
like,
that
all fantasy.
Yeah.
It was the
Right.
situations were very real, like living in an
yeah,
apartment.
real conversations. Like
Yeah.
Planning a wedding. Oh my
Exactly.
God. The worst. Okay, I know you guys are so busy just being America's sweethearts running around town. Thank you so
Aw.
much for stopping
Of
by. We had
course.
the absolute best time
This
talking
has
to you.
been a
Place is
highlight of
awesome.
our
This is
year.
fun.
We love your love. Like,
Yes.
you guys
Aw.
are everything.
We really
and
wish you
you so
nothing but
much.
like happiness,
we are
longevity.
So happy for
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
And thank you guys for listening to the Morning Toast. We will see you tomorrow with the Lady Gang. Bye.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.